everyone! I'm Ambie, and this is my amateur art series where I'm currently painting Stuffed Fables miniatures. So this is going to be a regular-ish series now. I'm planning on doing it every other Wednesday at this time. Hopefully this time is good for people. But I won't be doing it 2 weeks from now because that is the week of Dice Tower Con. So, but after that, I'll start doing it every other week, hopefully. And then it won't always be miniature painting either. Once I finish Stuffed Fables, I was gonna make some pieces for Dungeon Pets because I like that game. Yeah, so last week I made, or not last week, last time, which was a few weeks ago I think, I painted these crawly thingies from Stuffed Fables. So I'm done with that. This week I'm going to do the mongrels, which are these doggy or robotic dog things. So I will get to that view. Okay. So the mouse. I tried making a wet palette. I've never used this before, so this is an experiment, but this is a wet palette. I looked up online how to make one. It's parchment paper on top of paper towel on a Tupperware lid. So it's supposed to keep the paints wet longer, so like if I mix the paints, then they won't dry out before I'm done using them, which seems like it will be useful. So that is my new thing for this time. Yeah, so it was pretty easy to make, and hopefully it works out. We'll see. Hi, Jeff. All right, so this is the mongrel. Hopefully you can see it okay, and then this is the card that I'm basing it off of. Picture, it's like a orangish yellow metallic dog thing monster. I'm not really sure what it is. So all of these things are like evil toys, but I'm not sure what type of toy this was. So far, this palette seems cool. Okay, so I'm just gonna do like lightish yellow color. Oops. Oh, it doesn't mix here. Oh yeah, and last time I had it like, it's a metallic dog thing monster, yes, okay. But like what type of toy? Who has this type of toy? I don't know. I never had a toy like this. But anyways, last time with these metallic crab doll things, I ended up watering down the paint a lot, and then it ended up looking more old and stuff, which was a feature that was unintended. So I'm gonna maybe do something like that again. I don't know. So I'm just doing a quick, like, painting everything this color for now. And there are 4 of these bad guys. So I think like for most of the bad guys in Stuffed Fables, yeah, for all of the main bad guys, there's 4 of each mini. For all of the non-boss bad guys, because there's these big bosses that are a lot harder. And there's only 1 of each of those. But they're special and only appear in special scenarios. I'm just trying to get everything covered for now, just to make sure there's like that most of the gray is covered. And I'm still just using normal acrylic paint. I will probably never buy fancy paints, although I saw some pictures of contrast paints recently and they look really cool. I guess it like does different colors in one coat, and you can just do one coat and it does really cool colors. I don't know how it works. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. So this this figure is weird because it's like a skeleton. So on the inside, on the bottom, there's it's like rib cage and stuff. It's hard to get to. How much would you charge to paint the 6 characters from Gloomhaven for me? I don't do commissions, so I don't know. This is just a hobby for me. And the Gloomhaven miniatures are like, they seem like they would be harder to paint than these, because these are pretty, or like, at least the one that I played, I'm playing the Mind Thief in Gloomhaven, and it seems very small, and like this miniature is a lot bigger and seems like it's easier to paint than Gloomhaven. I don't know though. How do I get? Okay, I think I'm almost done with this coat for this guy. Oh yeah, so the wet palette, this is a Tupperware lid. You can also put it in a Tupperware, but then I read online that like the walls of the Tupperware get in the way, so people prefer using a Tupperware lid sometimes. And then you can also close it and seal it off if you stop, and then theoretically it'll stay wet. I have not tested this yet because this is my first time using it. But yeah, Tupperware lid, and then it's a paper towel with water on it. So it's like a soaked paper towel. And then parchment paper. So then you put the parchment paper on top and then flip it around so both sides got wet. And it seems to be working well. But I basically just Googled how to make your own wet palette. I don't remember the exact Google terms, but there are a lot of different ones. Some people use sponges and some people use paper towels. but it's basically some sort of absorbent surface, like a sponge or paper towel, and then parchment paper on top. Seems to be working. Although I probably didn't mix enough color for 4 minis. I'm not good at gauging how much paint I need for a thing. Like, I normally do too little at first, and then I end up overcompensating the next time I mix a color. Oops. Teeth. Okay. Did you go to Origins? Play anything new that you really like? No, I did not go to Origins. I've never been to Origins. One of these days maybe I'll go, but it's kind of at a weird time. I was actually visiting my family that weekend, so last weekend. So I wouldn't have been able to go anyway, but yeah, and it's kind of far because I live on the West Coast. So I haven't played anything new recently, I think. Yeah, I've mostly been playing existing games that I already have. But I am going to Dice Tower Con in a couple weeks. Hi, Kent. Yeah, so I'm going to Dice Tower Con in a couple weeks, which is why I won't be doing one of these streams that week. And hopefully I'll get to play some games there. Anyone in chat go to Origins? What was... I don't actually know a lot of the games that are coming out. This one. Oh, gosh. So many parts to this piece. Oh. What kind of paint are you using? I am using acrylic paint, like for just for painting. I get so this is one of them. I get big, and this is the white. I get big bottles at the craft store. It's like the paint that you use for painting, like canvas painting or something. But not the really fancy kind. Because those are more expensive. The underside is really hard to get to. Okay, I think it's mostly done with this base. Okay, and it does look kind of old metallic because I like watered it down a lot. So you can, like, the gray kind of shows through still a little, which I thought was cool from last time, so I was trying to do that again. Yeah, so I have 2 more, but I'm kind of running out of paint, so I guess I didn't mix enough, but that's okay that they're gonna be like slightly different colors because they're different toys. So I'm gonna mix some more now. Alright, number 3. Oh, and last time I put wash on the little creepy crawly things, and I don't really know how to do wash, so I kind of went over the whole thing and made it look kind of dirty. But that's okay because they're supposed to be old dirty toys anyway. But then I Googled afterwards, and I guess you're only supposed to put wash on certain areas that you want to highlight, or I guess not really highlight, light, darken? I don't know. So next time I will do that. So only do wash on certain areas. Yeah. So that was something I learned. But luckily, like, all these mistakes still look decent enough, and because these toys are supposed to be ugly, it's fine to make mistakes. I didn't realize these figures would be so hard to get. It's everything. So after I finish these mongrels, the last basic bad mini I have left in Stuffed Fables is the Dark Hearts, which are like little stuffed animals without a heart. How much of Stuffed Fables have you already finished painting? I've painted all the heroes and the crawlies, so which is one of the bad guys. One of the sets, these things. And then, yeah, so I'm on these ones. I guess there's 3 sets of normal bad guys. So the crawlies, these mongrels, and the Dark Hearts. And then there's a bunch of bosses. I don't know. 2. Is that 5? I'm not sure how many bosses there are. So those are each independent miniatures. So then after I do the Dark Hearts, I'll have to work on those, and then I'll be done. And then I'll be on to my next project. I'll need ideas for new projects too, because I don't have that many games with miniatures in them. Like, I like painting them. Well, I mean, I haven't painted that many miniatures. This is like one of the only main big projects I've done. But a lot of games with miniatures I don't really like enough to own, so I don't have them. You are fearless. I have paints, but I'm afraid to actually paint my games. Yeah, well, this game has, I think, like, pretty forgiving miniatures. I mean, I don't actually know because I don't have that many games with miniatures, so there's not much to compare it to. But I think the miniatures are pretty good. Like, they have pretty good details. They're made well, I think. I don't know. And they're cute. And also, I'm playing it with Kid, so they are not as critical about the how it turns out, I guess. Although I think like whenever I make something, I'm probably the most critical because I notice all of the mistakes. Whereas if you're looking at it far away and you didn't make the mistakes, it's less likely for you to see them all. So just in general with anything you make, that happens. Also, I figured if I mess up too bad, maybe I could just like spray paint over it with one color and it'll be back to what it was. Or I think there might be a way to just like remove the paint. I'm not sure. So Jeff painted Army Men with his daughter and she gave him pink shirts and gold helmets. That's pretty cool. Okay, so Kent says you can soak minis in simple green or purple power cleaner to remove paint. So I guess that's what removes paint. Yeah, so if you mess up that badly and want to remove everything, you can do that. So it's not like it's a permanent thing, I guess. Hi, Trevor. You got Tokyo Highway, you blame me. But if the kids enjoy it, that's a good thing, right? So you're welcome. Yeah, Tokyo Highway is a fun game. Okay. The kids thank me, but your wallet does not. Okay. Is it that expensive? The reprint or whatever? I only got the 2-player one from Japan, which was expensive for like a 2-player small game like that. But it was not available in the US at that point. have I played Mice and Mystics and Stuffed Fables? I've played Mice and Mystics like one scenario, but it was a long time ago, so I don't remember much of it. I think I liked it, but I can't really compare it because it was a long time ago. I know my husband did not like Mice and Mystics, and he likes Stuffed Fables a lot better. And I mean, enough that like we own Stuffed Fables now. So $45 for the reprint. Yeah, that's about how much the 2-player version was. But yeah, so my husband really likes Stuffed Fables better because I don't remember what he didn't like about Mice and Mystics though, and I don't really remember the mechanics of Mice and Mystics, so yeah, sorry. Okay, there. Now I've got those. Alright, so now what should I do? So yeah, I think this wet palette is pretty cool. Because these paints haven't dried out yet. I haven't even used them too much, but... Okay, so... I'm looking at this card. And... Okay, there's a red glowing eye, but I can do that last, probably. I'm not going to make it glow either. And there's just like different shades of yellow-orange metal everywhere. Patchy yellow-orange metal. So, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I know you guys play a lot of 18xx, but what is Toby's favorite game? His favorite game is Rolling Stock, which is a card game inspired by 18xx. So he really likes that, like the financial parts of 18xx, and Rolling Stock is similar to that, but the stock market's very different, and there's no track or anything. So it's just the building up corporations and like buying and selling shares of stuff. So he really likes that. His favorite game used to be Twilight Imperium. So we used to have the TI-3, and that was his favorite game until he discovered 18xx. Which might seem weird, I guess, for like a weird replacement, but it's because they're both super epic games with yeah, so like now if he wants to play a super epic game, he can play an 18xx. And he doesn't like randomness that much, so he didn't like the dice rolling in Twilight Imperium. But he still likes Twilight Imperium. But 18xx just replaced it. Okay, so it's like a patches of darker orange. So now I'm just like painting these in spots. This one, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of variation in the colors, in the details, so usually I like trying to follow like exactly what the colors are supposed to look like, because if something has colors on it, then I want to match it. But here it has some colors, but they're not that. But they're all just orange and yellow, and it's mostly just looking like it's old, so I don't have to make it perfect. Are there any good 18xx games that work well with 2 players? So 18xx games are best with 3 or more players because of shared incentives. They're not zero-sum games. So you really want to have 3 or more players most of the time. I've heard that 18OE and 1825 have scenarios that are good with 2 players. I've also heard 1860 is good with 2 players, and 18CZ has a 2-player variant, and so does 1846. I haven't played any of those at 2 players. I played 1860 at 2-player, but it was a while ago, and yeah, I don't know if I like it at 2-player still. Like when we first learned 18xx, we played that at 2-player. So, but like I haven't played a 2-player 18xx in a long time. Okay, I guess that's good for now. So I just like put a darker orange color on some spots because that's what it looks like they have there. I think I didn't mix enough again, so I'll try mixing some more now. If you want the glowing eye effect, you can add either gloss red or gloss clear. Use tester's paint. Okay. I don't have any fancy paint, so I can't do that. But that's good to know for other people. So I'm doing the orange spots in slightly different spots so that they're not all exactly the same. Because I think it's more like it seems like they were made out of scrap metal, and so they wouldn't all be exactly the same anyway. Oh, so Tester's paint isn't fancy. You get a 6-pan on Amazon for $14 or 1 jug for $4. Okay. Maybe I can look into that later. Although I wouldn't, that's not in time for this one. Are you using standard acrylic paint from a craft shop or such, or are you using special mini paint? Yeah, I'm using standard acrylic paint from a craft shop. So it's like a couple bucks for like the big bottle. Actually, I'm not sure. These ones I got for free a long time ago. So I don't actually know how much they cost. Thanks, Nelson. Are we coming to Pacificon over Labor Day weekend? Oh no, Labor Day weekend. No, we can't go to Pacificon again this year because we have a wedding. I think there was like 1 year that we didn't have a wedding to go to over Labor Day weekend. And then I got sick. So I went to Pacificon for 1 day and then couldn't go the rest of the time. But yeah, so we are not going to Pacificon this year. One of Toby's cousins is getting married. Okay, that's enough orange for that guy, I think. Mm-hmm. Oh, so it's already been 45 minutes. I did that one faster. That's good for that one. Okay, one more. And then I'm not sure what I'll do next. Okay. Okay, so now I've got all of these with like some dark orange and light orange. Yeah, I'm not sure if I should do more. So this is what the picture looks like again. I don't know if you can see it. That. And so I'm trying to do that with, I have that so far. But they're all slightly different. Like this one, I think the orange is darker and the yellow is lighter. But that's okay. So, So I don't know if I want to add like too much different colored paint to it because I like having I still like having that the gray shows through and makes it look kind of like metalish and old. And like patched together, which is what it is. So maybe I won't do that much more on that. Yeah. Okay, I'll try to do the eye. Okay, so the eye is black with red in the inside. Throw a wash on it. Oh, I'm gonna do the eye first and then I'll try doing the wash. Hopefully this time the wash won't mess it up. There's black on the outside of the eye, like that. Nuln oil? I'm not sure what that is. Is that a wash? Citadel's black wash. Okay. Bye, Mom Gamer. Thanks for coming. Oh, Trevor, maybe you know, are you supposed to do the wash over everything or just like certain areas? Because last time I tried doing a wash over everything, I don't know if the wash was too thick or not, but it made everything look kind of dirty. And then I read that maybe you're just supposed to do the wash on certain parts. So I'm not really sure how you're supposed to do it. Okay. Well, some of these buttons are more reddish, so maybe I can do red on some of the buttons. Like this one. Oops. Too wet. Wash everything, especially the crevices. But then does it make like everything else darker too? There. I put some red on these buttons so they stand out on that one. I think you want the wash really watery and brush it over everything. Try to let it pull up in the cracking pieces, but not so much on the flat surfaces. Oh, if you want to minimize darkening, use a napkin and wipe it off after 30 seconds. Okay. Okay, that's... So you probably want to make sure like everything's really dry before you do it then, right? No, I'm not using contrast paint, just using craft acrylics, yeah. You're making a wash. 20 to 1 water to paint, okay. So I'm actually using like, where did it go? This furniture gloss thing, plus water for the wash. Because my friend was saying he used it and it like sticks to the cracks really well. So I got a little bit of that. Okay, so I probably shouldn't do the wash now because I'm not sure that these aren't dry enough. But I will do that off camera. Expecting trains to be painted. I actually did paint some trains. So what is the game called? Oh. North American Railways, I think. There's little wooden trains that come with it, and they come in different colors to match the colors of the stalks, and like all of them matched except for one was white and then it was a purple share, so I just like painted the train purple. That worked out pretty well. But that was a lot easier than miniatures because it was just a was just one color and there's no like details to it. Pictures of below and after need to be posted to Twitter. Oops. So now I'm doing the eyes. I put black around the eye and because it's got like a black shadow around it and then the red on the inside. So then I did that. I don't know if you can see. Before and after, okay. I thought that's what you might mean. Well, I don't have any pictures of before. Unless you mean before wash and after wash. Then I can do that. But I don't have before they were painted. I'd have to go back in time. Okay. So yeah, I approve of this wet palette. Like these, I had put these color paint out before starting the stream and they're still like wet. And usually they would dry up and I'd have to get more. So that's cool. Oh, do you do the bases after the wash too? I haven't painted the bases yet. I need to figure out what color bases I want. So for the bases, I just paint them a straight color. I'm not sure what I'll do for these guys. Maybe some, yeah, I don't know. But I'll just pick a color and paint them all. Add a double coat of black wash to the eye area. Yeah, I could add more black. Yeah, I'll probably add black wash. Because it seems like the wash could do, there's a lot of little crevices in here. Like these buttons and this jaw thing and the eye and these gears. So the wash would be good. So Trevor said he did his bases like steel color, yeah. So I could do either that or like brown or something. But I'll do that also off stream because it's been about an hour now, so I think that's it for painting on this stream. But I think these are mostly done. I don't think I need to add that much detail to them just because that's how they are. They're these ugly mongrels. So I will try doing the wash but I'll wait until maybe tomorrow so that it's definitely dry. And then I can do the wash and I'll try to remember to do before and after pictures. Yeah, so let me go back. Okay, so thank you everyone who came. Yeah, so this webcam isn't as good as the other one, but here's one of the miniatures. It's blurry. Anyway. And yeah, so I'm just gonna let it dry for a day. Then I'll try doing the wash and maybe dab at it because I don't want it like to go on the flat spots. And then I'll paint the bases some color. I'm not sure what color, but it'll be a color, and then I will post pictures. So yes, thank you everyone for coming. It doesn't look like anyone has any more questions, so that's probably everything. Hope everyone has a good couple weeks, and so I will not be streaming 2 weeks from now. I will be at Dice Tower Con, but if anyone is coming to Dice Tower Con, come say hi. They have some miniature painting stuff there. I don't think I'm going to be attending any of them, but still no commissions. No. I'm not comfortable enough in my ability to do commissions. And this is also just a hobby. Like, it's taken me so long to get to paint this. And I've owned this game for a while. And yeah, so I'm not commissioning anything. But yeah, so if anyone's coming to Dice Tower Con, I think Sam and Vernon are doing like painting classes. So you can learn to paint there. And they know more about it, so that's a good idea. And yeah, so hope everyone has a good week and weekend next couple weeks. And thanks for watching. Bye.